my YouTube fam. Today I wanted to show you guys this look, which is basically my everyday makeup routine for the winter time. I do have aging skin and I wanted to touch base on that and the products that I use to combat like under eye lines that I see popping up on my skin, which is so sad, and like the smile lines, things of that nature. So this is more geared to people with dry skin and aging skin, things of that nature. You kind of want to hide the fine lines that you have in your face. And yeah, so let me know what you guys think about this look in the comments, and if you like it, give it a thumbs up. So let's get on to the tutorial. So I've already moisturized my face and I'm going to go in with the Laura Geller Tinted Primer in Bronze. I have like a little sample size. It's almost out. Ooh. I'm going to use about that much. And I like to put this all over my face. I know some people like to just put primer in their T-zone, but this is a more dewy primer. And so I put it all over my face because that's what I'm trying to achieve because I have dry skin. So after priming, I go in with my foundation, and right now I'm using the Bobbi Brown Stick Foundation in Warm Almond 6.5. And this color literally matches me perfectly. I love it. So I just got this during the Sephora VIB sale and I've been loving it. The only thing is you don't get that much. Like, I've used it a couple times, but look at that. Like, this is probably gonna last me, like, if I do my makeup say like 4 times a week, it's probably gonna last me like 2 months. Which is not that much for a foundation compared to like my liquid foundations, but I love the color, so I'm sticking to it. I just like stroke this all over my face. I don't have a pattern. I just put it on there. I put a lot above my upper lip because I have a lot of scarring there. And that's that. So then I will blend out my foundation with the Real Techniques Expert Face Brush. It's like a blending brush that I have. I need a mirror. And I find that this stick foundation does take more time to blend out than like a cream or liquid foundation. But I really like the finish it gives me, so I don't mind taking a little more time to just blend it in. The neck. And then after that, I just see if I have any spots that I want to cover a little more, and I go over that again. So I'm going to go over my upper lip again because I see that I still have spots right there, which I don't like. I'm actually going to go on the sides too, since I have some darkness on the side of my mouth that I do not like. I'm just going to blend that out again with the same brush. But I'm going to do it a little lighter just so I don't blend out all the coverage, because I do want it to be a little more full in that area. Alright, so that's the foundation. After foundation, I'm going to go in with my under eye concealer because I do feel like I have some darkness and bags and lines, whatever. For under eye concealer, I'm going to use my Tarte Maracuja Creaseless Concealer, and this is in the color Deep. Crazy thing is, I feel like this color does not look deep at all, but whatever. I've come to realize that Tarte doesn't really go that deep in colors, period, so I guess they would consider this a deep color. I use it as an under eye concealer because it's lighter than my skin tone and I want to brighten it up a little bit. What I do like about this concealer is you don't need a lot because it's very thick, it's very creamy and kind of sticky, but it covers, like, it's full coverage, which I like and I feel like I need it. So I'm gonna go in with that. Just dot it on first and then I spread it out with my finger. Okay, so after I put on my concealer, I like to blend it out with my beauty blender, so that's what I'm gonna do now, just so it's not so harsh. So now that my under eye concealer is blended, I like to set it immediately with my NYX finishing powder in Banana. I like to do this because I am getting older and I find that I do have a lot of fine lines under my eyes and I do not want the concealer to settle in those lines. So I like to sweep a little powder under my eyes. I do not bake because I find that baking actually enhances the lines. Like, it makes it really visible. So I just like to sweep a little bit under the eyes. Now that I'm done with my under eyes, I like to go in with my contour, and I'm using the Black Radiance Concealer Stick in the color 8003. It's a really dark color. It's basically, like it says, concealer, but I like to use it as a contour since it's darker than my skin tone. And I just put it right here. I don't bring it all the way down because I find that doesn't complement my face shape since it is a little chubbier and rounder. I don't know, bring it all the way down just makes it look weird, so I don't do it. I'm just gonna go back in with my foundation brush and blend that out. And I usually blend up. I feel like some people bring it down, but I feel like when I bring it down it just makes my face look chubbier, so I always blend it up like so. Look at that contour. Alright, the other side. And basically I just bring the excess of that contour down, but I won't actually apply it there. So now that I'm done with the cheek, I always forget this. This is the stuff that I always do last minute, but I'm remembering it now. I'm going to actually contour my nose since this is a cream contour. I want to do this before I put any type of powder, and I am so not precise with this, but that's how I contour my nose. Lines down the sides here and then on the bottom just to make it look a little slimmer. I feel like it does the job, so that's what I do, and I just blend it out with my fingers. I found that my finger is the best tool to blend out my nose contour. Now that I've done my nose contour, I'm gonna go in with my Ben Nye banana powder, and surprisingly, even though I have a NYX banana powder, this one's a little bit darker, so I use this for all over my face. So I just hello Blue, that's my dog. He's full grown now. If you guys have ever watched any of my old videos, you'll see him as a puppy. But he's all big now. He's a grown man. Alright, he's decided to lay down. So I'm going to use this cap and just put it on the areas where I want it to look a little more matte. And even though I have dry skin, I still do like to powder because I find that I still do get oily, like in my T-zone area, throughout the day. So I don't like that because I try to use foundation that's moisturizing. I use a moisturizer that's really moisturizing. So my primer is moisturizing. So everything that I put on my face is moisturizing. So I just like to take that down just a little bit with some powder. So just gonna put that on the forehead here. And I don't like put a lot. I just put enough so that it's matted out. I'm gonna bring some on the sides of my nose because I find that that gets pretty oily. Just the whole T-zone area. And then I'm actually gonna put some on the side and bottom of my jaw, like so. That's more than my T-zone, but basically I like to put it in those areas. Yeah, basically the only place I don't put it is the under eye, since I already powdered, and my cheekbones, because if that looks dry, I just look like caked up and it's not a good look. Okie dokie, powder is done. So now I can move on to my other powdered products. Sometimes I like to do more bronzer in my face, but since this is an everyday makeup routine, I'm going to keep it as is. I think that's perfect enough. I don't need to do any more bronzing or contouring, whatever. I feel like bronzing and contouring is the same thing, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. It just seems like the same thing to me. So I'm gonna skip bronzing and just move on to the rest of my cheeks. So I'm going to be blushing my cheeks with the Sonia Kashuk blush in the color Spice, and I'm using my MAC 116 brush. And I like to apply brush from the temple down. I don't like to put it on the apples of my cheek, because I just feel like that makes my face look a little more round than I want it to. So I add it here and then bring it down. Pretty much the same thing like I do with my contour. So look, see, it still adds like a little flush, but it's not like a baby doll like on the cheeks. That just doesn't look good for my face shape, so I don't do it that way. I messed up a little bit on this cheek. Oh, I started in the wrong place. What can you do? Sometimes that happens. Now that the cheeks are done, I like to go into my eyes and I prime them, because I actually do get creasing and oiliness in my eyelids. So I like to prime them with the Too Faced Shadow Insurance. And I'm just gonna put that on my eye. And I actually I only put one color on my eyelid, or no colors at all when it comes to my everyday face. But I don't want the foundation that I applied on my eyelids to crease, so I will put like some type of, you know, primer, just so that it'll stay nice and creaseless all day. So now that my eyeshadow primer has set, if I do decide to go in with an eyeshadow, I like to use just an eyeshadow that's my skin color but a little bit lighter. So I'm going to use this color in my Morphe 350 palette. I'm just going to put that all over the lids with a fluffy blending brush. And I just like to do this because my lids are a little bit pigmented in color compared to the rest of my face. So I feel like this just brightens them up a little bit and gives them a little bit of dimension. See? Compared to that eye. It's not a huge difference, but I like the way it looks. So now that I'm done with my eyes, I'm going to go in with my eyebrows, and I'm using the Tarte, what is this called? I'm using the Tarte Amazonian Clay Waterproof Brow Mousse in the color medium brown. That's a huge that's a huge title, but it's this little clay, this little pot here, and it comes with this brush, and I really like it. It's really precise, but you do have to use a very light hand, or else your eyebrows will look like two caterpillars have jumped out and landed on your face. Like, no joke. You have to use a light hand with this. So I'm just warning you. I'm gonna brush my eyebrows out. They're fairly sparse. They end pretty early, so I like to extend them and fill them in. I just like to outline the bottom of my lash, no, the bottom of my brow, what am I saying, like this. See, I extend it down, then I outline the top, Then I fill it in. So I kind of act like the brush is adding hairs and just go in an upward motion, like the hairs of your brow will grow out. And I only do that for the front, and then I bring it down to the side for the middle and the edge of my brow, because that's the way the hair grows toward the end. And I brush it out one more time. There we go, a complete brow. So after that, I will apply a brow gel just to keep my brows in place all day. So I'm gonna do that now. So I'm applying the brow gel by Chella. I got this like in an Ipsy bag, and it's been working out for me, so I'm using it. And I don't apply too much, I just put enough so that it keeps my hairs in place. I don't want my brows to look like glossy, like fake hair, you know, because I do have real hair there. It's not much. I like to brush these parts up so it looks a little fuller, and then bring it down to the side. Now that my brows are done, I'm actually going to go back to my face and I'm going to add some highlight to the cheeks. So right now I've been loving two different highlights. The Laura Geller Gilded Honey. Sorry, it's kind of bright with my lights, but this is what it looks like, Gilded Honey. And I've also been loving the highlights in the Carli Bybel palette. I've been using these two middle ones primarily because this one's a little bit dark for me, even though it's still pretty, but it's more of a bronzy color, and of course this one's too light. So today I think I'm going to use the highlights in my Carli Bybel palette, and I'm just basically gonna go back and forth with these two colors with my fan brush by Morphe. And I like to just place it in the middle first of the cheekbones. That looks like a lot, more than I thought it would be. Then I like to blend it out. And I tend to go crazy on the highlight, but I didn't expect it to be that crazy. My brush picked up more than I expected, and my highlight looks a little crazy. So I think I'm gonna have to take it down a little bit with my foundation brush. So then after that, I'm gonna go down the bridge of my nose with the same brush, and I'm gonna go over the Cupid's bow, chin. Then I'll put the rest, the leftovers, right there in the middle of the forehead. So because I feel like I've added a little too much highlight on the cheeks, I'm gonna try to blend it out some with my foundation brush that I have here. Okay, so I've toned down the highlight just a little bit because I felt like it was looking just a little too crazy, a little too in your face. Maybe that's fun for nighttime, but not an everyday makeup look, you know? So after the highlight, basically all I do is my eyelashes, and I think from there, lips, and we're done. So for eyelashes, I am using the Laura Geller Glamlash Dramatic Volumizing Mascara. Okie dokie, so my eyes and my face are all done, and last but not least, I'm just going to add something to my lips, and I'm going to do a tinted lip balm. This is the Pixie Shea Butter Lip Balm in the color Natural Rose. It's just like a beigey pink nudish lip color. And this stuff smells so good. It smells similar to the MAC lipsticks, but maybe a little bit sweeter, a little more potent. It smells similar to the MAC lipsticks, but maybe like a little sweeter, a little more potent than that. I don't know, but I love the smell of this stuff, and it's really moisturizing, but it still adds some color to my lips, which I like. And I'm all about the nudes, so I think this is a pretty color. Okay guys, so this is my finished everyday makeup look. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It's more geared toward people with dry skin, with aging skin, because I do realized that I'm starting to get lines under my eyes and like the smile lines here. So I just try to combat those as best I can. And this is the finished look. So let me know what you guys think about this look in the comments, and what your everyday makeup look is, especially in the winter time when it gets cold, your skin gets really dry. At least mine does, and I feel like a lot of people's skin gets really dry and just crackly and uncooperative. So let me know what your dry skin remedies are, and I will talk to you guys later. Peace out.